Right. We'll be starting with group data. Uh, the summary is just simple. Now, we used to get to the mode. Now, here we will no longer say the mode, we say the modal class. I get why? Because we'll be working with the interval plus with the highest frequency. Remember, if we have a table, we expect this kind of table where we'll be having the frequency this side, and this will be the interval here. Okay, so it means we check in here the one with the highest frequency, and it means that will be the modal class. Those numbers in there, they are repeating many times. Then now the ogive is called a cumulative frequency polygon. This is a graph with an S shape like this again. So we're going to draw that. It is a procedure to draw this graph. And now after this one, here they want to denote this mean here. Now here one they will not say mean percent, but they'll say this will be an estimate. This will be an estimate mean. And then now in the estimate mean, of course, they explain this sigma is the sum, n is the total number of scores, and then in here, the total number, it will be the total number of frequency. So the n will be total frequency. We don't add those rows and say 1, 2. No, we add those numbers inside the frequencies. That will be the n in this case, okay, for the group data. So now this x here in the formula is showing each score in the sample system, but in here, of course, I mean the x, but x1. Can you see that say x1? X1 is the midpoint. What is the midpoint of what? Midpoint, remember, is the average of the two numbers again, or even not the two numbers but the average. So on the interval we add the two numbers and divide by 2. That will be the midpoint again. And now the frequency, of course, will be given on the table again. So without wasting time, let's go to the examples. Now example number 1. They are saying we need to draw an ogive and use the table to find other values. It's fine. We use the table or we can use the graph. So if we manage to draw the ogive, then now we must interpret that ogive. So after interpretation of ogive, I think everything now will be clear. Then we'll be sorted. Now we'll be ready for the questions. All right. They are saying given 50 customers. Can you see that? They are 50 customers. So what does that mean? N equals to 50 in this case again. Now, where 50 customers were asked to record the amount of money spent on the 8th of February 2012. The amount of money spent on the 8th February 2012. The following table shows the purchases that were made. So look at this. They are saying these are the groceries purchased. Now this is the number of clients. Can you see that? Now what does it mean? It means there are only one client who purchased a grocery that is between 0 and 50 rand. Can you understand the table? There is only one client who purchased a grocery that is between 0 and 50 rand. Can you see that? This is 50 here, but this is included. This will be X in that case. Can you see that? Then again, there are those that purchased a grocery that is between 50 and 100 rand. So how many are they? 5. Do you understand what the table say? Because it's important to understand what is about the table. But of course, at the end, you want the proper calculations. Whether you understand the table or not, you want the good calculations. I get. But I'm trying to do it so that we can enjoy understanding what is happening here. Now, if we skip, there are 18 people clients bought a grocery that is between 150 and 2,000 rand. It's 200 rand, I get? Right, it's fine. That is how the table is going. Now, the first one they're saying, determine the modal class. So, what is the modal class? The one with the highest frequency, again, 80. Now, Rogia, the interval or the class, the answer is on the other side because I'm saying the class, I get class or interval. So it means here on the answer, you simply write, you copy as it is, I get. So I write 150 included this one below 200 rand. Can you see that? Now that is the answer for the modal class. Are you happy about that? So simply look at the frequency. In other words, this is the frequency. Can you see that? Meaning those are the number of those that are repeating itself. When I remember, the frequency is how many times something has happened. I get frequency. Then now, number 2, they're saying they want the median class. Can you see that? They want what? So now they want the class because we cannot point one value and say this is the median. We're going to point that on the OGAI. But on the table, it's not easy. We just know that the median is between these two numbers, however, between this amount and this amount. Let's go and get that. And we know the formula for finding the median again. What does it say? What is the formula for the position of the median? How much? For the median, 1 over 2 into? What is the n here? How much? 50 plus 1. Can you see that? Some other people, they use n in the table. Normally they prefer that one, but they say again it's about what we use. So let's try to keep one formula again so that we can conquer all with that formula. Right, what is the answer here? That would be 25, comma. Do you see that? Now, this normally is done with the cumulative frequency. But because now here, they don't want the cumulative frequency, and we didn't do that. Now, if you are in grade 11 or 10, normally 10, you cannot use that cumulative. But now, let's try to use it with that. We said we have what? 25.5. Now, I'm going to take that. Remember, 25.5 is the position. I'm going to look at for that number. That is, remember, if I need the position, I must come to this frequency. Okay, I want the number. I know these are the numbers lying there, but I just compile them, say, go on this interval because they are many. Can you see that? So once they are many, then I need to group them and have that. So now on this this frequency, if beta or 25.5. But starting from the first one, again, if I certify the condition, I add it to another one, again. Right, we compare 1 and 25. What do you see? This 25 is still big, again. Right, it's not covered. I'm saying 1 plus 5. What do you get? 6 is not greater than 25, again. I take that 6 and add it to 6. What do you get? 12. 12 is not greater than 25. I continue. Now that's 12 plus 18. What do you get? 30. Kikumani this 30 on 18. Can you see that? Whenever you come on that number, this is the answer. You get that? Now this is what we do. Okay, it's fine. It means to say the median class is still the same. 150 x and 200. It means in this case the modal, the mode and the median are equal. Fine. Mean amount, determine the mean amount that was spent on groceries. Can you see they're saying what? The mean. But now, because our formula has changed. We must follow that again. It's saying now the mean of a group data equals to the sum of the frequency multiplied by the midpoint. Well, when I get xi is the midpoint divided by a. So what should you do? Frequency we have done. What do you have? You don't have the midpoint. You must get the midpoint again. So let's get xi here, the midpoint. That will be the midpoint of what? Of the amount again. Like that. Now, what do you do? Well, how do you get the midpoint? We'll say 0 plus 50 divided by 2. What do you get? 25. That will be 25. Now, we come to the second one. 50 plus 100 divided by 2. What do you get? 75. Now, say 100 plus 150 divided by 2. What do you get? 125. Can you see that? Now 150 plus 200, 17. 150 plus 200 divided by 2. The next one, 200 plus 250 divided by 2. Yeah? Are you getting 225? And then 250 plus 300. 2. Now, if you are used to work with this one, now once you get the midpoint of this one, of course, you are going to add the difference of the two. Can you see that? Now, look at from 0 to 50. Can you see that? Now, if I get the midpoint here, it's 25. Now, I'm going to add the 15 here to get 75. Can you see that? I'll add another 50 to get 125. Can you see that? Right, the difference, the gap here is the one that is our midpoint going to be different in one eye. We'll calculate A1 or add that because the interval here, the difference between these two numbers must be equal. Well, what do you call it? We call it the width. Now the width between this interval 0 to 50, from 150 to 100 is 50. So the width between the two numbers, the interval must always be equal. Then now, if you want to do quicker, you can just add the width. After getting the first midpoint, you just add the width up until the end. When I get 50, add 50, add 50, you get those numbers. But if you are interested in adding for each interval, you are safe again, you can do that. Right, we have the midpoint again. Right, the formula saying if I must take the midpoint multiplied by the frequency, okay, and then add them, but not in sum. So each I must have the sum of xi1, sum of maybe xi, x1 plus x2 plus x3 and so on. Okay, you multiply it. Don't do them together and after that you multiply you sum. So in other words, I'm saying you're going to say x bar equals to. Now, what is fx here, Matron? We'll say 1 multiplied by, what is the midpoint? 25. Plus, and then the second one again, 5 multiplied by, what is the midpoint of all 1 and 5? Multiply all 1 and again. 5 11 75. So multiply by 75. Is that clear? Plus dot plus, because we'll be having that information on your answer sheet. Now, if they are bigger, but if they are not, then we must add everything again. Then now the last one will be 6 multiplied by 275. That should be the last one. You do them in order again. I will say 0. Don't tell us not they are there, but when I will say 0, put everything. Now divided by how much? 50. That's bar equals. Now you divide, you press your calculator and give me the answer. What do you get? 1, 1, 3, 2. I can't hear you. 182. 182. No commas. Clear like that. Now that is what? That is the mean for a group data. It's 3 marks. Can you see that? Normally you say you do 3 marks. Right, now let's go and use a calculator and see if you can get this. Even this one is also possible with a calculator, okay? So you must get the same answer. If not, then you will not get it right, okay? Right, let's go using the calculator. Here's the calculator. You press shift, you press mode, I said let's go and use the calculator. You must grab your calculator. If I say let's go and do this and you do your stuff, of course you're going to be left behind. I said we press shift. You can follow the screen because I'm doing it there again. I press shift and then I press mode. Then I'm going to search for table or state. No, not table but state. If I say you press the arrow down, can you see the arrow here? Showing that I must there are some things down there. So I press that, then I look at for state. Is there any state on your calculator? Then you press state there, which is -4. Now they say frequency on or off. Because why we are working with frequency, it's no longer the ungrouped data. Now when we work with a group data, we need the frequency, okay? That one we used only one variable, but here we need the frequency. Now from there, we must put on frequency, press 1. Now my frequency is off. From there, I do the normal way. What is the normal way? I go to the mode. You have the first step again. So should we do the step again? Let's start by putting on the frequency. Well, frequency, you say shift, mode, then I'm looking for state. Mine is number 4. And then I must put the frequency on 1. Then my frequency is off. Now I'm going to do the normal way that you know ungrouped data. So I'm going to say mode, state. My state here is number 3. Then I press 3. Then still I'm working with one variable again. Just it's one variable, but I just group them, they are main. So now I'll press what? What is my one variable? It's number 1. I press 1. Now look at the table. There is x. What is x in the formula? What is x in the formula? Midpoint. Then I'm going to put my midpoint there. Then the frequency there. Then after that, I get it. Then that will be the estimating. We must get the same answer again. Let's check. We must get the same answer as that one. Let's put the numbers. What is the midpoint of number 1? 25. Okay? 25. Enter. Now what is the midpoint number 2? 75. Enter. Midpoint number 3? 125. Enter. Midpoint number 4? 175. Enter. The other one is 225. Enter. The other one is 275. Done. Now I must go to the other part of entering the frequencies again. Go and start at the top. Don't start below, start at the top so that you can follow that. Now what is the frequency number 1? Is 1 again. What is frequency number 2? 5. Volatile which frequency? 6. Volatile which frequency? 18. Volatile which frequency? 14. The last frequency is what? 6. So now I have my table. It's complete. Can you see that? Now when you are done with the table, of course you can press AC. The 0 will be there to show that your data is still captured again. Now let's go and do our normal way of finding the mean. Now we press shift. Now on the shift, we'll see 1. There's 1 in the state. And then I'm looking for the mean is under number 4, which is the variance again. Then I'll press 2. What happened? Shift 1. AC. We'll say shift 1, and that is under number 4 again. Maybe I pressed 1 number 4. Yeah, now it is. Now what is the mean there? Number 2. Then press the equal sign. There it is. You get 182. What did you get there? 182. Exactly the same. That's how to find the mean of a group data using the calculator again. Then they must award you marks. So, but if your teacher insists that you must do all the steps, do them, but you can also get the answer quickly. When I just do that, then you can do that. Now, if again, if you entered the data like that, what still can we do? We can still find the sum. Can you see that? Let's check on the sum. Shift and this one and the sum, they are there on 3. Then we need the sum of the x, which is number 2. Can you see that? Not sum squared, but that one. Sum 9100. If we divide that by 50, does it give us 182? Then you can do that to summarize the sum. Because all you need to, normally what they want to see this sum. Even if you don't show this plus, but you want the sum. The sum, we say sum of that 910 divided by 50. You get your full marks. So that's how to get relieved. But you must be careful when entering the numbers again. Otherwise, you're going to miss it. So that is when we have the group data. Now let's move on. Mean amount that was spent, we done that again. So the mean is 182. Now draw a cumulative frequency graph of the data. Frequency. Right. Let's try to use this space here. Now the frequency polygon. Now it means we must go and get the frequency. Allow me to erase this one and get the cumulative. So we need to get the cumulative here for each row. So we must save in this one. What do? The first one we just add it to 0 again. So we just normally say you just copy that will be 1 again. Now what next? We add to the next number again on the frequency. So we'll say 1 plus 5. What do you get? 6. Now we say 6 plus the coming one plus 6, okay, 12. Then you say 12 plus 18, what do you get? What do you get? 30. Then 30 plus the coming number here on the frequency. 40. Then 44 plus the coming number. They must give us the number n. If it's not giving us the total as n, then it's nothing else than we made an error again. So let's avoid the error. So now we have our table here. Can we put the coordinate? Let's put the coordinate because that is another thing that people don't entertain it, but that is the one that is leading you to lose 1 mark again. So now, normally we draw this against the upper limit again. We draw this against these numbers here. We use these numbers here again with the upper limit. Now, let's do that. There is 50 and what? We're in the first coordinates here. Well, this will be what? This will be x again. This will be y. Remember the coordinates is x and y again. So what is the x here? 50 again. And 1. That is my first coordinate together with this one. But is it the first point? Now we must start here with the lower limit. The first coordinate is with the lower limit, okay? Then now, this number, because I corresponded to 0, what did we add this 1 to? 1 year add or a year 0. And always will be add 0 number so that it will be that number. So that this lower limit, which is 0, is the machine the 0 that was added to this 1 here. Or there is a 0 on top here. So the first coordinate is what? Well, what if it was 10 here? Be careful, right? When I get the graph is not always starting from 0 and 0. The lower limit start the graph, okay? But always y is 0, okay? But the lower limit change. But 0 y coordinate change. But the value here will change. So now the next one, you're buying 106. Okay? What are the line? 150 and 12. What are the line? 200 and what? 30. The next one, 250 and 44. The last one, 300 and 50. Now we have the coordinate, all the coordinates. Will we fail to draw the graph with the coordinate? We've been drawing the graphs. Right now, let's have our interval. Hey, the horizontal line is a problem. All right, let me try to. Let me lift the pen. Now it's much better. Yes. That's it. Can you see that? Yeah, now from there, what do you want is the scale for both two, okay? Now what do you have here? We observe, we are starting from, what do you have? 50. Can you see that? But there's 0, you must start from 0. From 0 can move with the 50s. So rather I'll start from here to be what? 0. How many are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't force them if they are not fitting. As long as you are scaling, it will look at those numbers and cover again. 0, but not from 0, there must be 10. Let's say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just be careful. The spacing must be, use your ruler again. If I use your ruler, I want to rule out the one. So that we have equal spacing again. Now let's put the numbers 0, 50. Remember these are the x's again. So you must take the values of must put the scale. In fact, let's put the scale first. From 50, 0 to 50, we come 100, 150, 200, 250, 300. Like that. So orally maybe between 25 millimeter or 30, so we're going up to you. It's fine. Now we have another scale for the y's. What is the last number? 50. So we must make a scale that will cover up to 50. So what do you observe? I can use 10. I get 20, 30, 40, 50. If that's the case. So if we have enough space, we can use 5, 10, 15. Can you see that? So now I'll start from 0. From 0 by 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. That's when if I have insufficient space, I will do that. I get. Man, make sure that the numbers we do, the scale must cover up to the last number on the one. I get. All right. From there, let's plot the coordinate. What is the first coordinate? By the way, you must put your names. I get. What is the names here? That is the grocery again. Grocery purchased in rent. You must write that. That is the proper way of doing the graph again. And then there must also be the y value c again. To be what? Should be, that will be the cumulative frequency. But you write the name again. And then now, after the cumulative frequency, and then what do? We must have the heading again. You can write the cumulative graph or an Ogaev graph. You must write the heading. That's what we do in all the chapter, the subject again. Write the proper thing. And once you do common thing, you get used to that. Because you gotta give me you get used to that. I don't get mistake again. Do common things. The graphical come in the heading, in the labeling, the axis, in the scale. Then once you do that, you know graph, you know that I do graphs again. Alright, now let's plot the points. 0 and 0. Let me change the color to plot the dots. 0 and 0. They meet here. What is the next coordinate? 50 and 1. 1 I'll estimate it to be here. But it's only 11 and 50 again. Then now what do I have? 106. 100 here, 6 before we get to the 10 again. So when I always talk about a sheet, graph sheet, line here intersect again. They must wear a point where the x and the y they meet. Then that's why you must put the dot. Now next one, 150 and 12 will be somewhere here again. So I'll say 150 and 12. And may have a sharp pencil, especially when they've drawn the graph for you. Because if you have a thin tip, then you'll be able to point. But if you have a bigger tip of the pencil, then you have a problem. Because look at if you line then you have a problem or is middle one. Right, 200 is the guy. 30. 230, they must be meeting this way. Then after you must do something like this is a straight line again. And then this one, then they meet here. When I just like I'm used to it, now I'm just estimating some. I'm almost accurate again. So right when I do this line, okay, yeah, line is one level. But I do the ramp. So now 250 and what? 44. 44, I'll assume it to be here. 250 to be here. Then last one, if it is 300 with 50. Now, that's where they meet here. Can you see that? Now, when you are done, then we can erase those things that they were helping you. But when I now we erase these ones because we have your dots. Then now from there, what do? You use your free hand to join the graph. You don't use the ruler there. Use your free hand and join the graph nicely again. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that, but I will try. You can even start here at the top, coming down, because that might be the easy one. Somewhere like this. Can you see it's almost S? Now, if you don't have this point here, the ground, when you say the grounding, it must be on the x-axis. So if it's not there, there is minus 1 mark. So right now I'll study, where you study mark, you say 1 mark for grounding, studying on the x-axis. Can you see that? The you get 10 and something. That's why it depends on this lower limit here. For the x, but for the y is always 0, the starting point. So we shift is either or more, but that's again. So remember that is -1 mark. Skaraba magejo ile 3 marks, the other is 2 marks. What all la uziboro mulatu ke okay. As well trauma from the ground. Then now after that, of course, 3 points collected, and then the last 1 point, then you get your tick. That's how we mark this cumulative graph. Any question on that? It's easy to draw that again. Then in all in grade 11, it's always there. You cannot have an exam without this graph. Again, that graph is always there. In grade 12, of course, we have a lot of things. They can deviate from that and give you another thing again. But in grade 11, it's a must. You must know this graph. And the box and whiskers always there again. Now, here they say use the graph to find the median, lower, and upper quartiles. This is what they like. In fact, they are saying use this graph to do what? To do the box and whisker. Again, use this graph to do box and whisker. And let's go and do it. Where do we start by that? We'll start by doing the position again. For the what? Median. Let's start by median. By the way, where do we get the position? Let's use the formula. So already we've done that again. What was the position for the median? We've calculated it, or we raised it. Here you see. That is 25, they said use the graph. Can you see the weight? On the cumulative frequency. Because frequency, but because we have the cumulative frequency, it summarizes that again. Then we go there. Right, 25,5 guy come on the cumulative frequency again. Estimate this is 20, and somewhere this will be 30 again. 25 it will be the center again. 5 it will be by inch. So the value must be somewhere here. What is that? That is the position. Then now, because I pointed the position, I must go and touch the graph. Use your ruler again. Straight, you must go straight. If you deviate, then you're going to have some errors. Then use a ruler to be parallel to the x-axis again. Then, now if that ruler is parallel to the x-axis, just that I don't have a visual ruler in here. I only have a calculator. But that ruler, you must point it parallel to the x-axis. And up until we do what? We touch the graph. Now once you touch the graph, what do you do? Now your value is down there. Your value is down there because remember, you want the mean for the money, not for the people. We need the mean for the money. So listen to the question in most cases. Right from there, the answer one. What do you see? We can estimate to be 200, but yours will be in line again. But you get the technique again. So the answer here is what? Q2. So if you from here, they can say here we'll take the values from this number to this number. But yours tries to be accurate so that you start by your value or will be the exact answer. But let's say, because from 150, more will be 175, let's take it to 190 or 195. Can you see that? 195 because it's close to 200. So they can maybe take an interval between 195 to 200. Then they'll pick one out of that, then that will be your answer. Now let's do another Q2. Can you see how to get Q2 on this data? Alright. Doing information that goes up. The number of the clients. About file ka question. That's why you question. You answer. Question. Answer right. So you push a question B so that you can go to find the answer. Alright, question how many clients How many clients? Perfect information about the cruiser. Again, so that will point to yourself. How many clients bought the grocery of how much? Of, let's say, 250, or let's say 275 francs. What is the question? How many clients bought the grocery of 275 francs? What do you do? Already 275. You are on the rent. It means you are where? You are here. 275, you are here. Why what? Then also when you answer clients, you must go and touch the graph. After touching the graph, go to the answer. So while the question X or Y. These are the two things they go together again. Power X then Y. Or Raufa Y then X. When also do question of using the graph. Like one I can read the answer read the question. So that even if you offer the percentage, so that you can know the last part. Alright, let's get Q1. I'm trying to explain everything in one time, but please grab the information, because that's the technique. Arnyaga Q1, which is lower quotile, we still use the formula again. Alright, what is the formula? The formula is still the same again. This one. But in here, that's where we might need to use that one of 1/4 again. Because I don't see the part that we can cut to have the median. So, because this will be an estimated. So let's say this one will be, that will be 25% of, that will be 1/4 n plus 1. So 1/4 plus 1, what do you get? We still use 50 plus 1. What will be the answer here? 12,75. 12,75. But I'm afraid to cut on this one. We cannot divide this by 2. We'll have a serious problem, because this will be 12,25. 12,25. Whilst here we have 12,75. So let's just use this formula for the graph again. What do we have? 12,75. This is 10. You got 11. 12,75. You can estimate it to be here. So if it's here, we've got it. Then we go to the graph like this. We touch the graph, and then we come back to this one. Then you can estimate to be 155. Can you see that? What is this one? Q1. That will be 155. So we can say Q1 equals to 155. Let's go to Q3. Can you see it's simple? So, but for Q3, you'll need to say that will be 75 of 3/4 of what? Of 50 plus 1. What will be the answer? You know, right? 38. 38, if you miss this one, because that is the skill. You get the skill, like it. We don't want the answers, but we want the skill of getting the answers. Because the answers will forever be different. So, but the skill will always be the same. So now, Ronyagaman, 38,25. This is somewhere here. Then we go there, touch the graph, come back down here. When you see rule, we are going to graph, vertical. Then you do that, and then you pick out the point. Otherwise, we'll have a problem. Right? This is not moving. Then now, the number was here. So we can estimate to be 290 or 295 again. That is Q3. Now, what is the minimum? What is the minimum? What is the minimum? Up to the archive must be completed. Okay. Oh, the minimum is where the graph is laid. What is the minimum? Now this will be minimum. What is the maximum? What is the maximum? Now this will be the maximum. Can you see we have our box and whisker? Now if you have to join, then we can say draw it here. What if you have to feed it here? What do you have to do? Let's just put black now. We just do this, combine these lines. Can you see that? And then that will be the box and whisker here. Can you see how nice is it? Now you can see that is what is positively skewed. Do I what? Then that's what you do by the graph here. If you want you to find the box and whisker. And the way, exactly the same way we do, got box and whisker. Also, how many people bought this, more than this, and so on. But let's go to it. I think it's down there. Any question? Yes. I said we use the formula. Let's do one. Then we're going to spot that 12,5 here on the cumulative. This is 10, 11, 12. Then in 12,5, I estimate it to be here. The next one, I'm going to touch the graph there. Again, from touching the graph, I must move down there. Then that will be the answer here. Q1, Q2, Q3, we do the same. That's why I'm saying the scheme. You don't have to look at the answers. I said the scheme will be the same, but answers will be different. Can you see that? So let's get the scheme. Use the formula, find the position, you go to the graph, you do the same. For all the values that they are going to require on the graph, that is the scheme that we do. No matter quartile, what, not quartile, that is the scheme that we do. That's how they trick you on the graph. Then you need to only remember the formulas. There are 3 for the quartiles, again. So just grab them. Alright, now let's get the graph. Here's the graph. They say the archive shows the marks. The archive shows the marks of 50 learners. Here's the marks of 50. Can you see? This is just showing the summary. Up here, we'll simplify our stats in this way. Because just imagine 50 learners, you need to do the summary. You're just going to group them. But with the graph, you can tell things here. There are showing how many learners passes, how many learners are failing, and so on. With just a single picture, not the bigger numbers. Right, we have 50 learners. Let's see what's happening. They are saying how many of the learners achieved 80% or less. Before we come to that, they said how many learners, I guess. How many learners are here? Where do we get that? This is the number of learners. But we don't get there. We get it modeling graph, then we move it this way. Up until we touch here, the value here, that's what they are talking about. The total number of the table of the frequencies. So do like that. Right, but now they're saying how many of the learners achieved what question hearing? How many learners? Where are the learners? This way. Can you see that? Alright, your answer is there. Or X. When I want to X now. For which learners achieved 80% or less. Can you see that? Now, okay, X. We want to marks. 80% again, marks. Or max. then you answer guy to akamuri max ki go back show. You get that? Because about how many learners, how many y. When I get pampa mam so expect the rampe x. Because mbuchiga y was sampa x. Can you see the graph is simple? Manam no pal like into ani kiringin. Ko gonchiche so we would do pal like kiringa we. Auna so ole gamari. Don't also level answer yo by level how do we find this? When I get that is once you get the skill, we don't know what to happen. You don't know what to do. Here the skills, normal numbers are made. Just get how to approach or the problem. Alright. Now, guy 95. Oh, it means our marks are in percent. Sometimes you might find that the marks is up to 50 marks. And what whichever percentage they are not in percentage. So you must go and get the 50 marks of that total mark. Or when I if you are only out of 75, then you must convert that 75 to 100. Then now, if they are saying the 70%, you must go and spot 70% of 75 on this graph. Or when I is that clear? Because they can give you the marks that are not in percentage, but they ask you the percentage. They must correlate again. Otherwise, you will get a 0. While you understand how to get the answer, but your approach is correct, but you have a wrong figure. So let's get the figures correct. Alright, this one since it's 95 more, that will be, let's say they are in percentage. So I'm saying, let's say, okay, number one, if they are not in percentage, it means what we're going to say? We're going to say 95 divided by 100 again. Oh, 95 divided by, of course, 100. And then multiply by 100, but you will get there the same way because we need the percentage. Remember, we need the percentage. So that's why I'm saying this one will be in kind of the percentage again. So now, but they're saying 80%. Where do you put 80%? The 80% is here. This will be 80%. Is this the answer? They want how many lines? From this 80%, I'm taking my ruler. And if I take my ruler, I'm going to move along with this line, right? Up until I touch the graph. When I touch the graph, I find this value here. Do you get that? Now, this is another thing that you need to know. How many numbers are here? How many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see that? Or you want to line it? Yeah? This line and this line and this line and this line. Up until I get to 50. How many are there? 5. I need to get the calculation for each line is a makauka. Line is like 2,5, 1,5. What is your guide? I don't know what you what the first thing I'll say, I want the range of these two blocks. Because this is like this, I get. And there are other ones here. So this is what? 50. This is what? 45. Can you see that? Then I'm going to get the range here. I'll say 50 minus 45. What will be the answer? How many are there? It's 5. Now I want each line ureta magabuka. I'll say 5 divided by the number of lines. How many lines are there? So I'll say 5 divided by 5. What will be the answer? What if they were 10? Then I'm going to say that 5 divided by 10. Can you see that? If the number line or number the range between the two numbers, I get the empire. After that, you divide those numbers, those lines. If you 10, you use them 0.5. What? 0.5 and 0.5. Is that clear? So, scatter also push line did the matter again. RK sorry, did the 1.5. You calculate that again. That is another skill that is required everywhere in the graphs. Again, it's not here only. You can do that again. Alright, now, what is the 1, again? So, what will be the answer here? 1, 2. It's at 2 again. So, if it's at 2, 40, 40? 47 learners. Again? Can I edit the question? Yes. Out of 95. This one. That's why I'm saying let's take the marks as 100. They are in percentages. Or this will be the highest. That will be the highest out of 100. Can you see that? That will be the highest out of 100. Is that clear? So now, let's say, hey, look at here. Let's say this was not, it's not the marks in out of 100. In fact, what should we say? We'll say if they are of, but if there is out of 95, of course that will be total. But let's say the total is 95, okay? And then now this learner maybe got 70, but they ask you still about the percentage. Can you see that? How many learners obtained 80%? It means what you have to do here, you must come here and multiply this by 80%. Can you see that? Now this will give you the answer where to go to spot it. Is that clear? Let's say 95 come, let's just put 80 here. You want, if this obtain 8, but it will be clear if you say 70. Let's calculate this and tell me what you get. Simply say 70 divided by 95 multiplied by 8. %. Okay. We want 80% of 70 over 95. Can you see that? So that you see how much is it. What do you get? 58. Then you go here and look at for 58 comma something. Then you get the answer. Is that clear? Be careful there. But let's not stress about it much about it. It's not for. That's when you be saying the exam was difficult. They must trick you. You'll practice and see. When you practice, you get the answer wrong. While you know it, you'll be surprised. Then you follow the correct way after that. Again, because you'll seek for the answer of that, and not simply the answer, but how did the answer come out. All right, now, I want to say if they come here and say more than, is that clear? They say more than 80%. How many learners will be there? Now you take the maximum. What is the maximum number of learners? 50. Multiply by the learners that they said the number here. They said 80%. How many are they? I forgot to say 47. Then what will be the answer? That will be 3 learners. That's why it is tricky. Always when they are saying more than, what is the maximum? Because when they say more than, if you point in the more, there are others on top, okay? So, and then we cannot say there are 50 or, but we must take that number and subtract that one. We need the learners that are between the space. And that's what the skill we do here. What is this one? This is the total learners, again. But these are the learners got 80%. But I want the learners, the total number of learners that got what? 80%. They are not 47. Just that at 47, I found the learners that are getting, it's fine, okay. We have 47 learners getting 50%, but we want the ones that are getting more than 80%. How many are they? Can you see that? These are the ones that are getting 80. I give one yankiba, Kinyagawa, Chianga, 80. Which is one of the class. Out of 50. So that's what it means. So that's why more than one not. Okay, know that number for 1 mark. We should be 1 mark. But if they are saying less than, agree equals to, that is the rate from the graph. Less than, we simply subtract 0. It means that one. Because down there we find the 0 number elements again. But if they are saying more than or above, we find the other total number of letters, okay? So we must take that total and subtract what we get. So when I get, then that will be the case. Right? The other one, what do we get? They said find the Q3. We've done that, okay? Yeah, we don't know any more than below or above. Then, but that we have answered that. Let's check if there is something new. This one, let's not draw the histogram, but interpret it because you can be able to draw it. I think there's an histogram where we need to interpret it. What happened here? Oh, here's the graph. Here they gave you the spaces again. Maybe let's try to look at that a bit and be careful. This is the ogive. We understand everything about the ogive again. The minimum, the maximum, the Q1, but these are just the numbers. Let's see if we can get the point. We know how to plot it, so we can get everything there. Right, let's look at that. They say we must fill in the table, again. In fact, they didn't say fill the table, they said determine how many learners achieved 50% or more in the examination. So this one can be answered without the table, okay? Because already we have the graph. 50% or more, and the marks are in percentages. Then 50%, I'm leaving that one. But can we fill this graph? This table, what will be the answer here? This one is nice 4, okay? What will be the number here? You okay? 8, 16 or 18? 8. This, remember, this is the cumulative frequency. This is the frequency. Be careful. Normally we start by frequency coming to read the title. So this is what? Cumulative. What did I do? For me to get this number, I must take this one. Again, I must take this one and add the coming one. Again, in fact, I must take this one and add the coming other one. So let's put it clear. You're saying 8. Arbon. Normally about frequency, about the cumulative frequency. Again, let's put down here. Ora ilmu ring. Come gonna join 4 and 4. But I get the cumulative frequency is how much? 12. How did I get this 12? He carried this number here again. Add the one below this frequency. Why what? So there is a number here that I added to get. So rather this 12 again, 4 plus x 12. Then I take that 4 subtract 3, then I'll get what? 8. Can you see that? Alright, if you are moving from the cumulative frequency to the frequency we subtract, but from the frequency to the cumulative we add. So now it means here will be 8. From there are another story here. Well, how do we move from here? Which one can we get first? Probably now the information is missing, then we go to the graph again. Then now, remember our graph is using what? The upper limit. So we're going to get 50 or it's a malabka again. Yeah? Our graph is the upper limit. So oral 50 game, that will be x again. We'll check out the malabka on the y. Then that number will be what? The cumulative frequency. Is that clear? Ah, when I was at the you know what we graph because go 50 more is a malabka. 30. What are Scala is a cumulative frequency. Scala is a frequency. Namilo da Kumana frequency. Down. Namilo Tetaleo. Now we can relate the two again. The graph and the table. Right. Now this is the histogram. I'm not going to draw it, but they want there are numbers here. That will be the last example. In fact, this was an homework again. So, but there's nothing wrong with the histogram again. Is there any problem there? You cannot feel challenged again, because the number there is there. There is drawn using the cumulative frequency, but normally it's used by the frequencies again. So, but since they are saying these are the cumulative frequency, what are you going to fill the information on the cumulative frequency again? Again, level lamad, what cumulative frequency again? What are we fill this information here? This one, this one, this one, this one on the cumulative frequency. And when from there, you can fill in the intervals, you can fill in the frequencies. When I get red, 5. When I or la bill or la bishage, right? We are